I wanted to talk about the games that the Dead Isaac Cappy Club like to play. For months now, Thomas is trying to shove me in with Tara Joyce. Tara Joyce is constantly saying I'm with Thomas. They're all working in conjunction with each other. They're controlled opposition. Thomas just sent me an email. I CC'd your sheriff. Well, that's good, because I fucking send him my shit constantly. He's totally in the loop. And if he is who you say he is, Polk County is just down the fucking road. I'd love to know who was sending me the fucking death threats right before that gas station explosion. And Tara Joyce will say, well, I never emailed you. No, you didn't. You got a hold of me on TikTok and tried to reach out to me. I ended up blocking your ass, you know? However, you have been in contact with Daniel Dowd and Geo Farnsworth. And Thomas has sent me fucking emails constantly as well. And you want to know what? Polk County is not the only one that has that, what it's called Dragonfire, I think. The program that can figure out emails. So if everything is on the up and up, then all of the emails that I've gotten, all of the fucking threats that I've gotten, those should be able to be figured out pretty easy. You know, from what I understand, it only takes seconds to type in the shit. But this is the constant, and what they're doing to me is exactly what Thomas did to Nathan Stolman. Exactly what he did to Isaac Cappy. The difference is that I'm calling it out constantly, nonstop. Because this CA ring needs to stop. It needs to be investigated. And Thomas is obsessed with me as much as Joyce is. You know? Tara Joyce, who just, she can say, put fucking things like, I'm fucking harassing her on the phone. Like I have, what would be the reason? But when I call her out on it, then it never comes up with that. Then she switches to something else. She plays the same games this whole group does. You can't point your finger at anything they do because they'll just switch. The arguments run in circles. They go nowhere. And they're just meant to be aggravating and cause distraction and get people to walk away. That's what it does. Thomas doesn't have a fucking clue what Neil is like here. It's not like I pulled this whole drug operation thing out of my ass. People in town talk about it all over town. It's an open secret here. But Thomas, who supposedly lives in Texas, knows all about my small town Iowa experience. You know? The question is, why is he so involved? Why does he feel the need to involve himself? Because I wasn't even paying attention to Tara Joyce, but Thomas won't fucking stop emailing me, telling me, oh, she's trying to set you up now. You know, I'm not calling that hag. Are you kidding me? If I wanted a massage with a happy ending, maybe, you know, but I'm not into that kind of stuff, you know. And Tara Joyce can just post all kinds of shit about me. Accuse me of fucking harassing her. But Geo and Daniel Dowd were in my town when Owen dropped over dead. And I bet my fucking sheriff knew about it. And how would Thomas know? If Neil knew, how would Thomas know one way or the other? And yet, if you ask him, he knows everything. because he fancies himself the man behind the curtain. He gets involved with everyone. Anyone who comes forward and wants to expose this CA ring, like Isaac did, like Nathan was, like I have been. Then Thomas will crawl out from whatever fucking rock he lives under. And then it's just a constant barrage. Fuck, I've gotten, 5 emails from him today alone. You know? And his donations were a fucking trap. He uses them. He just sent me an email. I think I put it on the video. He's tried to tie those around my fucking throat and throttle me with this shit. But I didn't put a gun to his fucking head. I didn't. And the fact that he donated isn't the problem. What he has done since he donated, that's the issue. Because he's running around trying to fucking use it against me. That's all he's done with it. That was the entire intent. That was his entire focus on sending me money. And he did help me eat. Because fuck, I have a hard time fucking feeding myself, paying my bills. It's going to be the net first of the month. Thank God someone helped me, so my dogs aren't going to fucking starve. But still, you know, with everything that comes up, about $1,000. That's what I'll have for the fucking month. And I don't have $1,000. I'll end up just having $500. But Terry Joyce and Geo and their whole sewer town rat thing, I bet are all on emails talking about how to fuck me up, how to get my disability taken away, and how to do, you know. Thomas will tell me, well, you only talk about me because you want clicks. Dude, nobody even fucking knows who you are. How do I get clicks with you, you know? With Terry Joyce, I have way more subscribers than she does. I don't use her name for fucking clicks either. I'm trying to expose all of your involvement in a child trafficking ring. That's the whole reason you took out fucking Isaac. Because that homeless camp in Arizona, you know, that homeless camp, Isaac knew about that, Isaac knew about that homeless camp. There's way more to it than even what I know. Because I didn't get involved with it because it involved Craig Sawyer, and I didn't want to have anything to do with Craig Sawyer anymore, you know? And I figured, fuck, Fiona Barnett spent a year on the shit, and Isaac was at it. They didn't need me. This is what they're trying to hide. And they are obsessed with me because their shit's coming out, you know? It's all coming out now. It's all starting to come out. And those emails, Neil is not the only law enforcement official that I send my shit out to. He is certainly not the only fucking investigator. The only reason I send it to Neil is because I don't want any fucking plausible deniability. I don't want him to be able to tell anybody in town that he didn't know what was going on, that he didn't have a clue. And as far as I'm concerned, that dude, I got a restricted phone call today. I got one on Sunday. Neil, if you have fucking something to say to me, you know my email. I send you emails constantly. I only live 7 blocks down the street from your fucking office. So, yeah, Michigan. Those 4 kids, they were murdered. That was involved. I know my father, and they're playing. My father was from Michigan. I think it's called the Oakland Four, but they were four murdered kids that were ritually displayed. They were taken, they were kept for a week, and then they were murdered and they were ritually displayed. But all of the shit about Omaha and Franklin was about to come out. And so all of a sudden you had four murdered kids again. And all of a sudden everyone was focused on those four ritually abused, murdered kids. And no one was talking about it. It gave Franklin about 10 more years because they were able to do whatever they wanted. Because that shit, what happened in the 70s, late 70s, and Franklin came out in the late 80s. So it was about 10 years. Gave him about 10 years. You know, this is the shit they do to hide their bullshit. And they're making a lot of fucking money. And Omaha, child trafficking, that didn't even account for all of the cocaine that was being flown in from the Contras at Offutt Air Force Base. They were having parties where there were tables filled with cocaine, like that movie, that Scarface movie. You know, I'm glad you liked the book. I'm glad my book arrived. I mean, I'm just trying to get the information out there. You know, it's not like I don't have my own stress. You know, I'm broke. I have a house. I owe taxes. That's not even a secret in town. You know, and they just came into town and murdered my best friend and then laughed about it. But now that I've made it such a fucking issue, because I was getting emails at the time where they were laughing. And now there is a program, they can find out who the fuck was sending me those emails. And were they in town? And if they were in town and they used their cell phone, it pinged off of my fucking towers in town. It's not a hard investigation to go through it all, but that's the reason why Thomas is trying to crawl up fucking Neil Gross's ass. But I have Neil against a fucking wall because he knows that he is not the only investigator that is involved with this. And his inactivity is going to be questioned. That gas station explosion, you know? That gas station explosion. I was getting death threats. Who were the dudes who were across the street that Saturday? Why did Deputy Donovan end up killing himself a week and a half before? And he was the one who they were using to go after me. They were trying to take my dogs away because there were people in town, Erling, that were helping. Because when I got to Erling, Mesner, aka Alicia Greaves, founder of the Satanic Temple, and I say that every goddamn time, just like that, because this dude acts so big and bad, but he lived 23 miles away from me for 4 fucking years. I didn't know he was in Tacoma, but he knew I was in Algona. So he's all big and bad. They're all big and bad when they can hide in the fucking shadows. Just like the fucking meth heads that live right beside me. You know? Yeah, Neil has a problem with that. Because KETV not only interviewed Neil, they interviewed me. It was like a war zone here. That's me. That's my quote. I said that. And it's at the top of the article when you go to it. You know, the funny thing about it, the best thing about that whole situation is that when it happened, I ended up calling Fiona Barnett because, of course, I was upset that they blew a gas station up to try and get to me. But when I told Fiona, she laughed hysterically for 30 minutes. She couldn't stop laughing. She could not believe that they actually blew up a gas station to try and get to me. And now when I look back at it, I always remember that, and I always think it's funny because she's right, you know. And the fact that they fucked up all the town, but my house wasn't touched, you know, I wasn't touched, and it's just there are too many coincidences surrounding just me. That's just it. You know? And they're hoping that Neil is the only one who's doing the investigation. That's why Thomas is trying to crawl up Neil's ass. But Neil knows that I don't play that game anymore. I don't trust him. I don't trust Neil. You know? Not at all. Don't trust him at all. He helped them cover up, and that gas station explosion was a terrorist attack. They blew up a gas station and fucked up an entire town to kill one person. That is considered a terrorist attack, you know? But it never got investigated, and Neil never bothered to tell them about the death threats that I was receiving. Neil never bothered to tell them about the men that were across the street the Saturday night before, even though everything was in COVID lockdown and had been for months, for a month, for weeks at least. But there was nothing open. There was no reason for anyone to be there at 3 o'clock in the morning. And they were parked at my sister's house because my sister lived right across the street from the gas station. And so, that's just it. When you look into it, you start to realize that's the whole reason why I wrote Confessions of an Antichrist. Because I wanted to see my life in black and white. Because everyone was telling me, dude, you're crazy, you're crazy. I need to turn on my ceiling fan because it's hot in here. And so, but this is the games that they're playing. These are the games that they're playing. You know, it's funny. There's a new meth head next door. And is all involved with the same NA group that brought all these people to me in the first place. Little fucking Neil Gross's group. They hang out at the Christian group that actually was dumb enough to tell me that they were setting me up before they actually accomplished setting me up. That's where they meet. That's why all that shit went down. That's how it all went down. Because I live in a small town. And Neil and his uncle are the legal authority in town. So they can get anybody to do just about anything they fucking want. And so I live in a small town. This is how it works. That's the reason why Thomas is trying to crawl up Neil's ass. That's the reason why Neil will call me, or his office will call me and leave a message. They won't show up at my house because I have fucking cameras and I'll fucking record them. You know? But, dude, I answer the phone for you. I'll end up being like Tara Joyce. I'll fucking record the phone call and just put it on there. So just keep that in fucking mind. You have my email. You could get a hold of me at any point in time. And yet we play these games because Gio calls you and Daniel Dowd calls you and Tara Joyce calls you and Thomas calls you. And all of this will be easily proven because they think about it constantly. That's the reason why Thomas wants to crawl right up your fucking ass, because he's hoping that you'll save him. 323-609-3303. This is what I'm getting. Have I asked for any fucking money? Oh, they're saying I'm a grifter now. So the very same fucking shit that happens to fucking Tara Joyce is now again happening to me. The last time I did this, it was 123 text messages. The whole entire time I was doing this video, 123 text messages in an hour and a half. And it's starting again because they're fucking obsessed with me. God knows, it could be fucking Thomas. Because Thomas, he's saying that it's Daniel Dowd. You know, he's saying that it's Daniel Dowd. Well, cool. Because I just send that shit to my fucking sheriff. Along with the fucking links to every goddamn video I do. You know? Oh, I don't give a shit about your number, dude, and I'm not gonna ever fucking call you. That's the whole thing about Tara Joyce saying, oh, I don't have that hag's phone number, and if I did, I wouldn't fucking call. Just like Daniel Dowd just said, this is my phone number, call me. I'm not fucking calling you, dude. You have a fucking mugshot for molesting a fucking kid. You came into my fucking town, took pictures. See, I don't have to prove anything. I just send it to the fucking cops. You know? It's hard to laugh with all of this shit going on. They fucking kid. You know, even if I do have evidence, I don't put it on here. I don't want you... What part about forewarned is forearmed, and I don't want you forearmed that you don't get. That's the reason why you are so fucking obsessed with me. Because you think your games are gonna get me to do what you want me to do. But that's never worked. You should go fucking talk to Doug Mesner. He's done the same shit for fucking years. For years. Over a decade. And it's never worked. Never. You know? I am not working for fucking Thomas. You know, that's what they want, is that they want to say that I'm working with Thomas. They're all working for Thomas. Thomas runs the show. Thomas was the one who instrumented Craig Sawyer at that government facility where Isaac Cappy died about it. See, I would be willing to bet that this is Thomas. Because Thomas has, again, sent me 5 emails today. The dude must not have, for being this amazing composer that he's so famous, he doesn't have a fucking life. They are obsessed with me. I've been on here for 22 minutes, and they're already on here. They watch everything I do. I posted a video this morning. It was not even an hour, and Tara Joyce fucking had seen it and tried to take it down. Because she doesn't like her last name used. You know? Well, if I was into child trafficking, I thought Thomas Sense. Dude, I don't know who you are. If you're Daniel Dowd, you're gonna fucking rot in hell, asshole. You should have never let me know you were in town when Owen died. I would have never clued in otherwise. But you all had to dance around like fucking monkeys in heat. Let me know. And now you're gonna whine and cry because I'm making a fucking issue out of it. But I know that you used your goddamn cell phone, and if that's the number of yours, I'll just send that right to my cops, which they're gonna get all this shit anyway. You know? And they can check your number. And they can see if it pinged on my fucking cell phone tower. Because if you were in my town, like you said you were, sending me pictures of my house, Andy Villa, you know, whoever the fuck Andy Villa is, that email's gonna get found out too. Because you guys sent me all kinds of emails. You never realized that there would be a program out there that would narc your asses out with those emails. And that's why I'm pushing to have the fucking emails investigated. And I want them to search me first. Because I want to know who they all are. You know? I want to know who the Toastmaster is. The one who fucking told me I'd be dead in Algona. Because I bet that's Doug Mesner. AKA Lucian Greaves, founder of the Satanic Temple. You know, for being big on trying to be Isaac Cappy's friend, notice how not one of these motherfuckers talk about Lucian Greaves. They never talk about that satanic after school daycare. They don't point you in any real direction of child trafficking, which was what Isaac was trying to expose. None of them do. They don't talk about anything they don't want you to hear about. You know? They don't talk about any of it because it's all connected. The 1,000 kids missing in Ohio, connected. Do you really think that 1,000 kids disappearing at the exact same time or around the exact same time that the FBI busted a global satanic Nazi pedo ring in New York this last September? Do you think it's like a coincidence that all this happened at the same time? Do you all live in a bubble? You know? And so the FBI sucks. The only reason why I have hope is because they busted that global satanic Nazi pedo ring in September in New York. And it was all by accident. They busted a 23-year-old on a gun charge and went on his fucking social media and checked out his emails. That's how they figured it the fuck out. That's why I want them to do the same thing to me. Because I want to know who's been sending me emails. Who's fucking texting me tonight. I'd like to know all of it. Yeah, Epstein. Epstein was the thing about it is notice how that Epstein is gone. It's all gone away. You know? And where's all the information? They raided, Bill Barr raided all of that island. Where is all that information? Who was involved? You know? Nobody knows. Who gave Epstein the sweetheart deal at the very beginning? The government. Who protected Michael Aquino on the grounds of national security? Our government. That's how this shit works. And they don't want anybody to come out and say it. They don't want anyone to call them out on it. But I'm going to call them out on it because it's the right thing to do. I don't give a shit. He just keeps emailing me over and over and over. It's non-stop harassment. And what they don't realize is that your harassment, all of your constant emails, all it does is keep me pissed off. Had Doug Mesner just fucking left me alone when I came to Algona, I was going to drop everything. I would have stopped. But you can't fucking do it. You can't leave me alone. He just keeps texting me. Now he has a fucking picture. I can't read your fucking text while I'm on here, dickhead. But thank you, because I'll just send that off to the cops too. You know? Because if you went out of your way to let me know that you were in town, you are not Dana. But if you are Dana, you fucking harass me on those emails too. So you're just admitting to everything, you know? And they do this to Tara Joyce. But Tara Joyce knows who it is. They just play the same games with her so she can be the victim. So she can run around and nail herself to the cross and claim, oh, David Shurter's attacking me. Same fucking thing Thomas does. They don't ever stop. They're certainly not goddamn victims in this. They are participants. They all are participants. I'm not fucking bitching about being a victim. Yeah, they're fucking victimizing me, but I'm not a goddamn victim. You know? Dude, you look like you're on a plane. I hope you're not coming here. You know? I sound bitter. They just murdered my friend. They're a bunch of Nazi pedophiles. You know, I should just be all happy. I should be just wonderfully happy about this pedophile ring that hurts kids and kills people. You know, it's just so great. These people are just so wonderful. They're just, why don't you invite them over and let them babysit your kids? If they're so great, let them watch your kids. Of course, the people that are in here and doing the shit, you're the kind of people that sell your kids to these people, because that works. My parents did that, you know? I don't give a shit what you think, Mr. Quickstep. Mr. Anonymous Account. I'm going to come in here and actually, you know, Mr. Anonymous Account. Thoughts on Paul Bonacci? He is not credible. He's not credible. Franklin could have been busted if they would have just actually listened to Alicia Owen, who was carrying Robert Wadman's baby at the time. He was chief of police and she was a minor. It would have busted it all out. But then they sent Troy Bonner, who I knew and did not like. We did not like each other. He was a bear boy, an Allen bear boy. And Paul Bonacci, and no one even knew who fucking Paul Bonacci was. He came out of nowhere. And they surrounded Alicia Owen. And after they were done, and Paul Bonacci did his stupid little, because DID doesn't work that way. Primal Fear isn't a real movie. That's not how DID works. And after he was done, that's what the grand jury called it a great hoax. Never bothered to say who was behind the hoax. Never bothered to say why. Never understood how Boys Town and Offutt Air Force Base and the Max and the Hollywood Bar and the Star and all of these places, you know, it was just all a hoax. 906-901-9735. This dude who's trying to tell me that he's sending me pictures, now he's on another number. They just fucking gang stalked me on here, you know? Oh, I'm definitely over the fucking target. They wouldn't be in here in mass every fucking time I do videos if I wasn't. Because people they don't have to trust me. The investigators don't have to trust me. All they have to do is look into me. Look into my shit. Investigate me. When you find out there's nothing there, then investigate what I've been saying. Check those emails out. Because all the emails that I have gotten throughout all the years now can get found out. You know? Dude, I don't give a shit. Dude, you're in here laughing at me. That's what you say. Ha ha ha, what a joke. I'm a Rondo laughing at you. You have no fucking life. You shouldn't be laughing. You should be crying because you're sad. If I'm on something and it doesn't interest me, I just go to something else because I don't have the time in my day to just waste it doing the shit that you seem to be doing, you know? 906-901-9735. Dana Doodah. That's the shit that it'll just be email over and over and over and over. And that's my notification for when I get shit. So you can hear now what they're doing. And I'll just talk a little bit louder, you know? Yeah, because I'm on fucking disability and I have nothing better to do. I know my shit, dumbass. You're in here watching me, not the other way around. I didn't find you. I'm just going to shut my notification thing off. Hold on. It's being done. I have complex PTSD. Ha ha ha. It's not going to ring anymore, dumbass. You can fucking do it and then I'll just take a screenshot of all the shit that you send me, and I'll just fucking send it to the cops too. You know? I make time for the things that I do. See, I don't go on and actually go on to people's shit just so I can be a dickhead. That's your little power trip. You think you're funny, you know? You think you can come in here and be all insultive? I don't know you. Why the fuck would I care what some rando thinks? And if you're laughing at me, great. I would not think that everyone is laughing at me, you know? Oh my God, they're just in here in mass. Because they don't want anyone to know. They just want to distract from what I'm saying. It is all about the whole thing about it is I don't give a shit about my hairline, you know? It's all about this Nazi pedo group. And they're in here fucking gang stalking me and then acting like, oh, you're irritable because I should just be fucking happy and joyful. They're fucking molesting and killing kids, you know? You know, you can think that what I'm thinking about is all in my head all you want, but there's a lot of fucking proof out there, and that's the problem that you have. You want to convince everybody that I'm crazy, so no one looks at what I say. I'm a dickhead. Oh yeah, I can be a fucking dickhead. But I ain't crazy. And the shit I'm saying isn't a lie. And you can hear it in my voice. You can hear the truth in my voice. And you want to know what the biggest difference between all of them and me is? I don't go in there and gang stalk them. I don't send them fucking emails. I don't call them on their live streams. I don't harass them. I don't constantly go on and do all of this shit. I don't show up in their town and murder their best friend and be fucking dumb enough to fucking laugh and let me know that you're in my town. Murder is a crime. I have complex PTSD. I'm disabled. Fucking trying to push me over the edge by claiming that you murdered my friend is a crime. And all that shit is on. I only talk about it when I'm on here, you know, because otherwise I don't give a shit. Otherwise I just go live my life. It's hard. I'm working on a patio right now, and I work on my artwork and all of that stuff. I do not want to spend my entire life, despite the fact that fucking I get emails and texts and phone calls and all kinds of shit constantly from these people all day long. I've gotten to the point where I just shut my phone off. You know, no, the internet is bad for your group because they're gonna bust your asses. Because you could be some rando, but chances are you're fucking one of these Nazi pedo people who are fucking trying to hide their shit. Who are trying to come in here and actually make it, you know, and it doesn't make any difference. You know, it doesn't make any difference. Your shit doesn't have, not my group. You know, everyone says that. Thomas says, I don't have a group. I'm all alone. Tara Joyce, oh, I don't have a group. Even though everyone from Sewer Town is on her shit. But I'm alone. I'm not working with those people. You know? They all lie. You know, again, I don't go in and harass people. I think it's fucked up. I think it's fucked up. I think that people who do this shit are fucked in the head. I think they're so full of dark that they just have to fucking be dickheads to whoever they want because they find it funny. They find it humorous. And I personally think that that makes them mentally ill. Completely mentally ill. Focused on all the wrong things. You know? That's what they are. and they think that they're funny, and they're not. And am I upset? Yeah. Yeah. I've been missing Owen bad lately. They fucking just murdered my best friend. Dude, I will be sending it to the cops. Don't worry about it. As soon as I get done with this, I will send this shit to my sheriff and all the investigators. You know? Dude, I'm not into tribalism. I talk about Corey Daniels because I had personal actions with him. I talk about Daniel Dowd because I had personal fucking interactions with him. Geo Farnsworth, personal interactions. Tara Joyce, personal interactions. Thomas Schoenberger, personal interactions. The fact that they're all connected to a fucking Nazi, they're murdering Nazi pedo group. That's what they're involved with. And that's what they're trying to hide. And they'll all act like that, oh, we're all individuals, we're not in a group. Well, your fucking emails are gonna fucking show something else. You know? I don't give a shit. Quick stuff, you're just some anonymous dickhead who doesn't have a fucking life, who isn't real, who doesn't have the balls to use his own name. You wanna come in here all, you know, we have had zero. You're fucking texting me on my phone and saying you had no interaction with me. And you wonder why I consider you mentally ill. You know? No, I don't answer. I don't answer. You harass me. I'm not fucking dealing with any of your bullshit, dumbass. Well, you said you were sending me pictures of my fucking house, Daniel Dowd. You were sending me pictures of my town. My sheriff knows that. I just fucking forwarded it to him and to everyone else. You know, this is your first interaction. Then how did you get my fucking phone number, dickhead? It's not like I just announced it to everybody. How did the fuck, if this is your first interaction, how did you get it? I am finally responding to you, you know? Because you're a lying sack of shit. Yes, anyone can say that they're in town and they can do whatever they want. So it needs to be investigated. It needs to be investigated, you know? Look up the term LOLCOW. It will matter to you soon. Oh, is that a threat? Are you threatening me on my live stream? What does that mean? Why don't you give me the definition right now? You know, since you're in here and you don't have nothing to do. Obviously. You know, give me the definition. I'll read it out. I'll let everyone see it. I'll let everyone read it. You know, that's the issue that you guys have with me. All I did was open comments and start talking about my friend Isaac Cappy. And this group descended upon me in mass. In mass. Thank you. 323-609-3301. LOLCOW. You know? I don't see everyone as a threat. That's the problem that you guys have with me. I don't see you as a threat at all. I think you guys are pieces of shit who need to be investigated. If I saw you as a threat, I wouldn't be on here talking. You know? You and Isaac were not friends, you're right. And Fiona Barnett had nothing to do with anything either, you know? I will put up a donate or super chat button mechanism for the chats, you know? Just fucking, oh, Hollywood pedophiles. Yeah, well, they aren't the only ones, dickheads, you know? This Nazi group is all involved with child trafficking. That's what they do. They're all that's the reason why Thomas calls me a fucking lefty. You know? Because they're fucking Nazis. That's what they do. They're connected. Doug Mesner, Lucian Greaves, founder of the Satanic Temple, the dude who has the fucking daycare, satanic daycare bullshit, but they never talk about that. They want you to focus on, you want to know who really killed Isaac Cappy? It was Tom Hanks and Oprah Winfrey on that bridge. That's what they want you to believe. And for 4 fucking years, everyone just went along with it, you know? And so I'm glad you guys caught, I just figured going on at a later time. And I had just gotten an email from Thomas, and I was sick of it, and I was irritated, and I decided to come and do what I needed to do. Doing these live streams, and yeah, I'm irritated today. Thomas, dealing with these people make you feel like you want to bathe. These people they're not uplifting. They don't make you, they're not helpful. All they are parasites who want to drain you of your energy and take all your shit. Oh, he was dead. Isaac was dead. They murdered him at that government facility. They tortured him because they wanted to know who he had talked to about that homeless camp. Isaac was terrified in the end and reached out for Craig Sawyer. Because Craig Sawyer was all over the national news with Russ Dizdar telling everybody, I'm a child trafficking champion, send me money, I'm gonna save the kids. And so Isaac reached out to him. And what ended up happening is that Thomas, who runs the shit as far as I'm concerned, and Craig Sawyer, who's a goddamn steroid user, took their turns beating the shit out of Isaac. And then, I believe, Daniel Dowd and Corey Daniel took his dead-ass body and put it on that bridge. That's the reason why Isaac Cappy had sunglasses on that bridge and was totally motionless. He didn't move. But dead people don't move. And they just waited for him to fall off. And then they could say, oh, well, all the bruisings and stuff, that happened because of the cars. Psychopumping. I can explain psychopumping for a shaman is that when people die, sometimes they get caught, sometimes they get lost. They're not able to cross over. Psychopumping, Craig Sawyer, davidshurter.com. Go type in his name, find out what I have to say. And then go in and I thought Russ Dizdar was a bad guy, but he's dead. So maybe he wasn't so bad. Maybe he actually got a thing of consciousness, because Craig Sawyer's still alive, but Russ Dizdar ain't. He's dead. Psychopumping is when a person gets lost. So when you die, shamans, usually you give the person 3 days because the soul has to adjust to being dead. And then you go find them and you can help them cross over and they don't get lost. And yeah, the campground owner that they kidnapped him and threatened Tracy Twyman before she was suicided. That was who I was talking about. I used the wrong name. She proposed that Kappy went to the campground to investigate what Tracy had found. Yes, that's what was happening. Because Fiona Barnett and Isaac Cappy were on top of that shit. That's what got Isaac murdered, was that homeless camp in Arizona. That's why they murdered him. Well, if you saw me in Walmart, you should have come say hello. See, I'm used to you assholes following me around. And you want to know how I deal with it? I just tell myself you're the paparazzi, obsessed with every move I make. So you have to watch everything. You have to watch everything. So I really don't give a shit, Because what ends up happening is you saw me in Walmart. Well, what? You couldn't bring yourself away from the fucking shadows? Because the dark fucking owns you. And you ain't gonna like how that ends up. You ain't gonna like it. I never dealt with Russ Dizdar. Craig Sawyer and I fought. We battled. we battled. Fiona did not take out Kappy. You know, the whole thing about Isaac Cappy being down in Australia with Fiona was that I was involved with that every goddamn day because Fiona and I were talking every day. Fiona was not... Fiona... Of course they fucking have you thinking it's Fiona. Because she's off now. She won't come back. She won't do this shit anymore. She won't do it. Being a fan of the darkness and being a fan of the dark are two totally different things. But if you like evil shit and you find your power in evil shit and you hide in the shadows so you can do evil shit, the darkness is going to fucking claim you. Because you already are the darknesses. The dark already owns you. No, I won't. The next time I show up, will you agree to a mutual combat? What am I? 6? No. No. You know? Fucking stupid shit. That has to be just a fucked up kid. Doesn't have a goddamn brain in his fucking head. You know? I'm not all into physical. I don't have to do physical shit to people. You know? She has kids. She has 2 amazing daughters who have faith in a way that I cannot even describe to you. I have so much respect for her daughters. You know? And to be quite honest, I care about Fiona too. Well, you better start training to defend yourself. Ooh, wait a minute. I wanted to take a screenshot of that. Because I can't take screenshots. I'd love to send that shit to the cops. You know? Their group is in here trying to hide their shit. And the Dead Isaac Cappy Club think that they're all original. But I've had to deal with this bullshit with Doug Mesner. Lucian Greaves, founder of the Satanic Temple, and his whole group. Emily Thorne, and all of their other bullshit names. You know? But I notice that they have all faded away. They were on top of me. But it's suddenly, since I've gotten involved with all of this, there is a group of people that I can't find anymore. You know? They've just gone away. And it makes you wonder why. Because I'm over the target. And you want to know what? People don't like murdering Nazi pedo assholes. They don't like them. They don't have any respect for them. They actually, from what I can tell, driving around town, they want to kill them. Because they have that shit, you know, on their fucking trucks. That's how they feel. At least with pedophiles. You know? I wanted to come on here and actually just basically, I want to get rid, I feel way better. So now I'll be able to go to sleep and sleep fine. You know, even with their bullshit that they have on me. Because God kind of protects me. That's the only reason why I'm still here. You know? That's the only reason why I'm still here. And all of their goddamn games, all of their fucking obsessive bullshit with me. People are noticing. People are noticing. People that are important are noticing. It is good to vent. It is. And I like to come in here because you guys just, you know, keep up the threats, dickhead. Keep up the threats. So, because I'll just fucking send them to the cops. And Neil's not the only one I send it to. I know if Neil was the only one I sent it to, you guys would feel fine. Because Neil's crawled up your ass. He's the one who helped you who protected your group when you blew up that gas station. You know? And the whole thing about it is that there were a lot of people who could have died in that gas station, not just me. Had it gone the way you wanted it, it would have taken out everybody on my fucking block. You know? A lot of people, let alone Dan and his brother-in-law. But Thomas can go on and on and on about, oh, well, your sheriff, he's above board, you know? Because he's just constantly trying to crawl up his ass. That's what irritated me, is that he defended Neil. Neil, who's this is all fake. No, it's not. No, it's not. But keep up your fucking threats, dickhead. You know? Tell me that you've seen me in Walmart. Fucking tell me that you're going to physically accost me. I just take screenshots of the shit. You're obviously not the sharpest tool in the shed. You know? And so I try to make people aware. You know, I thought about it. And I talk about that dude that they forced me to light on fire. I was thinking about that this morning. This dude that they forced me to light on fire who came in search of his daughter. And didn't I admit, yeah, when I was 13. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. You know, people die in Mortal Kombat, dickhead. Now you're gonna fucking send me fucking texts saying, Mortal Kombat, you know? Fuck, I watched that show just the other night. People died in it, you know? And so, you don't have me all upset, dude. You don't have me upset at all. You're stupid shit. Actually, I'm in a much better mood because you've amused me, you know? I did do drama at school. My drama teacher is the one who saved me. I call out all of these people because they made themselves known to me. They attacked me. So this is the Sewertown. Someone named Sewertown has just come in. This is the first time I've ever spoke to you. I have a couple of questions for you. First of all, if you're Corey Daniel, this is not the first time. You know? You blame me for killing 323. All of the texts I can just send to the fucking police. You know? They all came at me. The story of Corey Daniels, what he has to say, the fact that there are 3 people who actually confronted him, who all ended up dead, that's a big fucking red flag. When is the last time Corey Daniel, the very premise of his story, he didn't know Isaac Cappy, and yet he'll tell you all of his friends did. His wife now was best friends with him, but he didn't know Isaac Cappy. And when he went under that overpass, there were no cops. All of it was gone. So how the fuck did he know exactly to the minute when he went under that underpass? When have you ever driven under an overpass and been able to say days, weeks, years down the road, what exact minute you were under that overpass? It's fucking stupid, you know? Dude, you do realize I am Sewertown. Corey is not. I have never spoken to you. You do realize that rats live in the sewer, right? You're calling yourself Sewertown, but you also realize that rats and cockroaches are the only thing that fucking live in the sewer. So you want my respect, but you call yourself Sewertown. And you wonder why I might come to the conclusion that you could possibly be involved with a murdering Nazi satanic fucking pedo group. You know? You don't own a sewer company, dumbass. But I know that all of those motherfuckers watch this shit. They're probably watching it right now. Fuck, when I get off here, I'll probably have 10 fucking emails from Thomas. Terry Joyce will probably have already put in the thing. Well, good, you don't have my respect. He just texted me, no one wants your respect. Good. You know, that's the whole thing. You don't give a shit about anybody's respect. You will do whatever the fuck it is you want to do, and you don't give a shit. And you guys are not emotional vampires. You're fucking black holes. Everything about your group, you just drain people. Nobody benefits from knowing you. Nobody benefits from listening to your fucking hours long podcasts. Nobody benefits. Nobody benefits. You know? I'm not really, what you're seeing is just me, You do have the right to laugh. Because I'm different when I'm not on camera, just like everybody. Just like, well, if you're involved with the Sewer Town people, yes. If you're involved with the Sewer Town people, then you are a black hole. But if you're not involved and you're just a normal person, why would you take what I'm saying to them personally? Cockroaches are super resilient. They are. You better hope you're fucking resilient. You better hope. Because I know they've already started investigating me because I've caused way too many problems for law enforcement. I've caused way too many, so I know they're investigating me. And I know they're looking into those fucking emails. Because this has been going on for way over a decade. They're going to go to Gilbert Lunger and the Algona police, and they're going to get all those emails. And they're going to go to Neil Gross, and they're going to get all those emails. And they're going to go to Derek Yamada, because Derek Yamada's not here anymore. But he was chief of police, and they're going to get all those emails. And they're going to find out exactly who the fuck was sending me emails with death threats. There were 2 explosions at that gas station, not one. The second explosion leveled the fucking place. So if there was only one explosion and it leveled the place, how the fuck did Dan get out of the gas station, go back in the gas station, get his brother-in-law, and take them both outside so that they were safe when the place got leveled? What did it? See, and I don't even know who the fuck all you are. I do not know who Sewer Town people. I don't give a shit. I want law enforcement. Law enforcement, the whole thing about it is you guys have some, you don't have it all. That's what I've realized, is that you bad guys. There are bad players. They are. But there are also good players. There are also good players. And I wouldn't trust you as far as I could fucking throw you, Mr. Mortal Kombat. Quick step. And so, dude, your kids are watching this? Why are your kids watching this? When I posted this and said it, I told it was not for kids. So if your fucking kids are watching this fucking video, you're not a good fucking parent. Flat out. Like I'm responsible for your parenting? Get alive. I have watched Sewer Town. I have seen, the whole thing about it is that you all send me all your shit. I don't watch it, but I know that the whole thing about it is I'm not investigating you people. I'm not Nancy Drew. I don't do any investigations. What I do is I get stuff that's told to me and I report that to law enforcement and investigators. And there's more people than just law enforcement. People that can't be controlled who are looking into this shit as well. Yes, what Thomas is doing to me, he has done to others. Over and over and over and over. But you guys are all working together. That's what I see. You guys are all working in conjunction with each other as controlled opposition. And so, Stop telling me what to do, dude. I'm not. The whole thing about it is that I am not a public figure. I'm just a dude who's trying to get this shit exposed. You know? I'm just a dude who's trying to get this exposed. I'm not a public figure. That's the reason why I don't understand. They are so focused on me. And yet, I don't have, when you look at my videos, I might have 200 views if I'm lucky. You know? I would have 200 views. I am so not viral. If I was a crazy liar, what difference would it make? What I say? But it obviously makes a difference, because here you all are, you know? You did not debunk my Johnny Depp video, dickhead. What an asshole. During your time when you were fucking doing Mortal Kombat, hiding in your mom's basement, you know? That's just right. Why are so many people so afraid of what I have to say? That's the question. That's the question. Because all I've ever wanted this to be done is to be investigated. That's all I've ever wanted. I just want it investigated. I want it looked at. Because I have concerns. And this shit needs to stop. And I've dealt with Doug Mesner, Lucian Greaves, founder of the Satanic Temple, for well over a decade. While he was going to the SMART conference with Neil Brigg and finding survivors that were going to that conference, because you want to know who's the easiest group to get involved in sex trafficking? Survivors who went through it as kids in the first place. So they were going to the SMART conference and singling those people out and finding them. And that is, I knew that Doug Mesner was involved with QAnon when I found out that that dude who was a QAnon fanatic took his kids down and harpooned them to death because someone on the internet through QAnon told him that his children had demon DNA and that he needed to take out his kids. And the reason why I knew, it's not that they're lumped together. You guys lump yourself together. You've all been hanging out. It's I've come along and pointed out all of you out. But you all hang out. You'll do 6 and 7 hour podcasts together. It's not like you guys aren't a group. Shit. But I knew I knew Doug Mesner was involved with QAnon because they were doing that shit to the SMART conference. They were going and finding victims, and then those victims would go home from the SMART conference and they would get invitations to these secret Facebook accounts. And so these people love to love bomb you. It's like Thomas giving me donations. Love bombing me. Oh, I love you. Let me help you. I care so much about you. But the minute it goes off, Paul Bonacci was not MK Ultra, and DID does not work that way. Never has it ever worked that way. His little bullshit with Ted Gunderson, all those videos, it doesn't work that way. And any therapist will tell you that it doesn't work that way. It was bullshit. It was bullshit. And it was designed to be bullshit because they needed to close Alicia Owen down. However, oh, please. You're right. They all come on your panel over and over and over, but you're not working together at all. Well, you want to know what? Then if they investigate you, you shouldn't have any problems. That's how I feel. I'm not worried about being investigated. I don't come on your guys' shit and try and convince you not to get me investigated. You know, I don't do any of that. But here you are. Here you are right now. you know? And so, again, the only people, Ted was garbage. Ted Gunderson had total personal, I knew him well. Garbage. Alicia Owen was a hero. She wasn't a hero, she was an abuse survivor. You know, she was went through hell because they wanted to shut her up. And they did. They effectively shut her up. And now they've surrounded her. Because this all group is the government. Who gave Jeffrey Epstein his sunshine deal? Who protected Jeffrey Epstein his entire time? The government. Who wouldn't allow Michael Aquino to be investigated because of national security? The government. It's the government. That's the reason why these dickheads think they can act with impunity. They think they're protected. And they don't like people who come along and point their shit out. And that's what I do. I come along and point their shit out. And if they do not have a problem, if there's nothing wrong, and they haven't done anything, then they should go to the cops and do the same thing I did and ask to be investigated. You know? But they don't do that. And they don't give you any information. Tara Joyce, her thing saying, "not my rabbit hole," that's an apt name for her. That's an apt name because it's not her rabbit hole. She's getting you to go down all kinds of other shit, you know? I have never even dealt with Johnny Depp's mom. You're fucking crazy. I dealt with Johnny Depp. And the only reason Johnny Depp knows is because Lucian Greaves knows. And they fucking went to the dude. I'm not slandering you. But when you guys have hour-long podcasts and it's all about me, there's a problem. I have a problem with that. And you're in here trying to make yourself a martyr. David is slandering us. Nail me to my cross. And yet that's all you guys fucking do to me. You're in here fucking trashing me on my own live feed right now. That's how it works. And all I did was talk. You haven't asked any fucking questions, dude. I've answered any questions that you have. You're just making fucking statements. You know? I found out that Ted Gunderson was telling Noreen Gosh everything that I was telling him. And so I confronted Ted Gunderson. And Ted Gunderson told me that he was an information gatherer. And that he was going to Noreen Gosh. And I told him to go fuck himself. That's what I did. Told him to go fuck himself. Oh, dude. Oh, you can use the word projection. Just fucking emailed me again. You know? That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to derail the conversation. They're in here in force, trying to control the narrative, which is what they've done for 4 fucking years. So Sewertown, do you feel any closer listening to these dickheads for 4 years of who was behind Isaac Cappy? Do you know anybody? Dude, I'm saying that I think you're connected to a fucking global satanic Nazi pedophile ring. I think that you're a part of the same group they busted in September. And that's what I think. That is my fucking opinion. I think you guys all hang out together and do nasty, stupid shit. And I think in your emails, you fucking talk about it. Because you thought you would never get busted with fucking emails. But now they have that program. And they're not going to stop with me. They're going to go find my emails. And then when they find out who the fuck you are, they're going to go into all of your emails. That's how this shit is going to work. That's the reason why I'm calling to be an investigate. And if it's not worse, but you want to know what? Your group has a lot of fucking criminals and felons involved with it. It's amazing how many fucking criminals, convicted criminals, are involved with your group. It's a fucking amazing. You know, amazing. That's how, and you just don't like it when people point that out. You know? And people can see that I'm not suicidal. I'm not going to kill myself. And fuck, I will live to the bitter end just to spite you motherfuckers. You know? Oh my God. If people like me, if they don't like me. It's a numbers game, dude. I don't give a shit if people don't like me. I really don't. Do you think, have you seen my videos where I'm bitching at everybody? You know, do you really think that I'm vying for, I want to be liked? I'm just saying the truth, you know? I don't know. Who are these convicted criminals? I know Dowd is always on Sewer Town, and he has a fucking mugshot for molesting kids. Geo Farnsworth, is a felon from what I understand. Thomas is a felon. You have all kinds of people against you, all kinds of people, you know? And that's what is in there, you know? That's what your Sewer Town, and you call yourselves Sewer Town. Only rats and cockroaches live in the sewer. And yet you want to be all butthurt when I point that out, you know? If it was a lie, it wouldn't matter to them. That's just it. But obviously, it does. You know? You can bring up the shit that happened when I was 13 years old all you want, because that's all the fuck you guys have. Because there's nothing else. You want to know what I don't have? I don't have a fucking mugshot for molesting a goddamn kid like Daniel Dowd. I haven't spent a fucking night in jail like a bunch of the people that are involved with this fucking Sewer Town. You know? Do I refer to myself as a Christian? Not a typical one. Not a typical one. If you're thinking that I'm all about forgiveness and redemption and loving your group, I don't know how to make it more clear to you. I want to fucking hurt every fucking one of you pedophiles. Every one of you. I'm not about forgiveness. I'm not about redemption. I could give a shit less about forgiveness and redemption. I'm all about accountability and retribution. What ended up happening with those kids, well, fuck, you're still in here, you're not butthurt, but you're still in here, you know? That's just it. If it hurts their reputation. Me pointing out that there's fucking criminals connected to Sewer Town, that's just a fact. That's just a fact. And again, investigators are going to get this video and they're going to just go look at it. That's why I won't block you guys, because the shit that you guys say just helps me bring more shit to the table. That's the issue that you have with me, because a lot of the videos that I have, oh my God, dude, you're a dickhead. You know, you really do think that your crass fucking little dumbass four-year-old comments actually make a difference? You know? Fact from what source, David? Well, if you find their names and you Google them, you do know that if you get arrested, that's fucking public. You can go look at this shit. It's all on that. You can go fucking Google it. You know? Every town does have criminals. They're not all fucking pedophiles that are involved with the pedophilia and murdering anybody who fucking wants to come forward and expose it. That's the difference. You know? Just saying fact doesn't make it so. No, it doesn't. But this is all for investigators, and they can go look at what I have to fucking say. You know? They can look and see what I have to say. And they can see. I do want to take a screenshot of that, though. Well, then don't use Google. You know? Do whatever you need. You know? It's not my responsibility to spoon feed anybody. It's not my responsibility. I'm not responsible for what you guys do, you know? No, you don't. You just bring them together. And chances are they have emailed you. And chances are, since your group actually does 6 and 7 hour broadcasts about me, there are emails where you have all conspired on how to fuck me up. And I want them to find those. Because I would be willing to bet that the shit about Owen is in there. And you can't hide that shit. You can't make them go away. Once it's on the fucking internet, it's on the internet. You know? Oh my God. So they call each other. What did you do? Just call all of your sewer town friends to come on in? You know? Is that how this works? Oh, he's on an email. He's talking. Go in there and control, you know, that. It's bizarre. You know? It's bizarre. The fact that I can control your group so drastically is amusing to me. It is amusing to me. It is your ability to make sure what you say about someone is true before you do shit all over the internet. Well, it's true that Daniel Dowd and Geo Farnsworth said that they were in my town and were sending me pictures when fucking Owen died. And I sent that shit to the cops. I've shown that. The whole thing about Isaac Cappy. I've shown that shit. The whole thing about it is that what you want is for me to give you everything that I have so you guys can all go and try and fix it. And then I can't say anything. And that's not going to happen. And I don't control you. You don't control me. That's a fact. And yet here you are. Here you are. If I was such a crazy liar, what difference would it make? You know? What difference would it make if I was crazy or if a liar? You ran... My sheriff will tell everybody I'm fucking paranoid schizophrenic. If I was paranoid schizophrenic, do you chase after every fucking crazy person that has something to say? What are you like with the people who are on the fucking street corner? Are you chasing them down and fucking gang stalking them? You know? I bet not. I didn't even know your group fucking existed until I started talking about Isaac Cappy. Then you all descended upon me at once. And now you're all butthurt because I'm fucking calling your asses out. And I didn't even know you fucking existed. 7 months ago, had no idea who fucking Corey Daniel was. Had no idea who Gio was, and Daniel was, and Thomas, and Tara Joyce. Didn't have a fucking clue who any of you were. Now, unfortunately, here I am. But that's because, you know, it's not buzzwords again, dickhead. You know? People do watch the crazies. But if you're willing to fucking argue with the crazy person, that makes you an idiot. Doesn't it? You know? If I'm crazy, but you're not in here because I'm crazy. You're in here because you want to control what I have to say because you don't like the fact that I'm calling your group out. You do not like the fact that the very thing Isaac Cappy was trying to get investigated, that got him murdered, all deals with your group. You know? Oh, I have given them traffic for their channels. I want people to see their shit. I want people to see their shit. Screening unknown number from Michigan. So now they're going to call me too. Again. How did they get my phone number? You know? Denise broke my heart. Sweetie, you're an idiot. You guys are idiots. And people in here who actually have watched me, who do respect me, are watching all of your shit. That's the whole thing. That's why I say I control you guys. You can't help yourselves. You will keep doing this stupid shit over and over and over, and texting me over and over and over. You're just gang stalking me online, and everyone can see it. That's how this is working. That's why I do these things. Because Denise broke my heart. You're absolutely fucking right. I love being online because it draws you motherfuckers out and you can't help yourselves to do your stupid shit. Because I would be willing to bet that Lucian Greaves, founder of the Satanic Temple, who lived 23 miles away from me for 4 years, didn't know it, and I didn't know it. I bet he's in here too. But you want to know what? He's already gotten a hold of me, X, and offered me any amount of money to fucking... He offered me any amount of money if I would just stop. And I didn't. And I didn't take his money either. You know? I wouldn't have taken Thomas's money if I would have known that Thomas was a bad guy. I didn't know that right away. You know? And so... But 1:26, I've been on here an hour. It's about 20 to 10. You know, quick step, I don't give a shit if any of you. All I give a shit about is that the investigators are looking into your stupid asses. That's all I give a fuck about. When I do these videos, it is to send to them, to my police, and to my long list of law enforcement and investigators. That's who I do these videos for now. Okay, Mr. Sewertown, never texted you ever, never commented until tonight to say stop slandering me. So who are you? What is your name? Tell me your name. I would love to know your name. I didn't save lives from anything. I saved my own fucking life, you know? The investigators are not Thomas's. Thomas does not like me. You guys don't even read half of the fucking shit I sent him because I don't post it. That dude does not like me. He doesn't because I don't like him. And I'm rude to him. I'm just as rude to him as I'm rude to your stupid asses. Because I don't like fucking Nazi pedophiles. I don't like Nazi pedophiles. I don't like people who will go out of their way to hurt other people, which you're doing in here, you know? So I don't like you, and I'm not going to be nice to you. And you can stick your thumb up your ass and spin around in circles if you don't like it, because I don't give a shit, you know? You're going to want to check my name. And you called yourself the Freak Show. But I'm going to check out your name, you know? You should call yourself the Dumbass. It's way more fitting, you know? I am not working with Thomas. Thomas fucking was involved with murder. You all are employed. Thomas runs the show. He's the only one smart enough to run the show because the rest of you can't fucking think your way out of a ripped, wet paper bag. You don't have the brain power. You'll come in here and hide in the shadows and insult and poke me with a stick from the shadows and then think that you're all big and bad, you know? And it's It's pathetic is what it is. It's pathetic is what it is. It's just sad. And obviously, your tidy whities are all twisted up because you wouldn't be fucking here. You know? Okay, cool. Thank you. Yeah, most of them are fucking gang stalkers. I tell Thomas to go fuck himself all the time. He's so busy trying to crawl up my fucking sheriff's ass. I can't stand that motherfucker. He makes me want to feel like I need to take a bath every time I even think about it. And for being this famous composer, he lives in an apartment that doesn't have a balcony, because on YouTube you can see where he got served papers and he's sitting in a stairwell and there's a table and chairs. So he sits there a lot, obviously, you know? So for being this famous composer, and he definitely has a lot of time on his hands because shit, he fucking won't stop with the emails because they are desperate to stick me. Good, Sewer Town. I'm glad you don't have anything to hide. And I'm glad you gave me your name because I'm going to fucking send that screenshot when I send this thing out to all of my investigators. Since you're the whole thing of Sewer Town, I think it's an important thing for them to know. And since you're telling me that you have no problems getting investigated, cool. Cool. All for it. You know? I would not cross the street to piss on fire. Fuck, if I saw Thomas on fucking fire, I'd probably videotape it for posterity. That's just me. You know? You guys have done all of your shit. Constantly. All you fucking do is your shit to me. You fucking just tried to get my disability taken away. The cops know about that. I found out about it. They told me. You know? That's the reason why I want those fucking emails checked. Because doing that shit is illegal. And it's all in those emails. It's all in those emails. I don't investigate shit. I'm not Nancy Drew. I don't know how many times I have to fucking say the same things over and over and over again. But it is like I said, your group could not think your way out of a ripped, wet paper bag. You know? Oh, I know a lot of people. I know it's being investigated. And you want to know what? So do they. They know it's being investigated. They wouldn't be in here en masse if they didn't. You know? What are you talking about? I am on disability, dumbass. You know? Tim Reynolds. Ooh, I should take that picture too. Cool. Gotta love screenshots. Because people have started telling me things when I go in here. If I don't investigate, how do I know things? Because people fucking, you guys have a whole group of people who fucking hate your guts. And they want to bring you all down. And so they come at me. That's what happened in town with Neil Gross. There are people in town who can't stand him, who know what's going on. So they all came and told me, you know? And so, well, it seems eccentric to you because you're fucking ignorant. I've only been at this. I've written a book. I have a blog. I have videos. Just because you're a fucking ignorant son of a bitch doesn't mean that I'm eccentric. It means you're an ignorant son of a bitch. That's what that means. You know? No, I don't believe Thomas. I believe that Thomas tells me things because you'll all set each other up. Because you have no loyalty to each other. You have no loyalty to each other. You want to know what? Tim Reynolds, you have a whole group that hates you because you lie. I wear that with a fucking badge of honor that you guys fucking hate me. I go to bed sleeping well that I am not part of your group. That's because I don't live in a sewer. The book I stole. Dude, they'll just throw anything and they're just distracting. The book I stole. Confessions of an Antichrist is what Rabbit Hole, a satanic ritual abuse survivor story, is the edited version of Confessions of an Antichrist. You can go read Confessions of an Antichrist on my blog for free. And so, I don't know. You tell me, Mr. Sewertown. Do the police need to look at you into anything? Go ahead. You know? The Freak Show. You just found me on there and you're not part of it. See, the whole thing about it is I don't think that you think it's funny. I think that you want to distract. I think that you guys gang stalk people. You're gang stalking me right now in here. I didn't come up with the fucking title, Rabbit Hole, dumbass. My publisher did. You know? I called it Confessions of an Antichrist. She told me I couldn't put Antichrist on the title. And so, sewers are awesome. Yeah, I bet they are. And I'm sure you're very comfortable dwelling in them. Of course, no one of any quality wants to join you. But then again, you know, that's how this shit works, isn't it? That's how this shit works. They just throw any kinds of stupid shit that they can at the fucking wall just to try. That's the reason why all of you were convinced that fucking Tom Hanks and Oprah Winfrey murdered fucking Isaac Cappy. And they don't like the fact, no, dude, you may not have a criminal record, but everyone that you fucking deal with on Sewertown, a lot of them do, you know? And they're always on there. And to say you don't know, my thing would be if you hang out with criminals and you don't have a record yet, it's because you haven't gotten caught. That's why. Because people don't hang out with criminals who aren't criminal. That's how it works. Birds of a feather flock together. I didn't come up with that phrase, and it's just as true now as it always has been. Dude, I lump you all into a category because you're all together. You're all together. This is not, I'm not viral. And yet I have a whole slew of you in here. You're all in here together. You're all part of a group. But you want to run around and say, oh, I'm not part of a group. I'm an individual. But you're anonymous. So nobody knows who the fuck you are. You can be whoever you want. No. I have stupid little shit, never spent a night in jail. Never spent a night in jail. And if there were serious things in my background, your group would have already brought it out way before now. You know? Way before now. First of all, and what happened when I was 13, I didn't get arrested for it. There is no record. The only thing that happened is that they sent social workers into my dad's house because they knew I was fucking being abused. That's what ended up happening. Never got arrested for it. You know? Well, if you're blocked on Sewertown, count your blessings. You know? I've never lied about anything I've done. I deal with it all the time. Fuck, I did videos about it. I've done videos. I've been an open book. You want to know what I'm not doing? I'm not in here under an anonymous account, just talking shit, you know? Just because I popped in on my channel, dude, I've been at this for a long time. People have watched me for a long time. There are people in here that have seen me for years. Just because your group just fucking descended upon me to try and shut me up about Isaac Cappy doesn't mean that's true for everyone. They've all watched me. Fuck, I published my book in 2012, you know? And so it's not like I'm new to any of this. But all of you anonymous motherfuckers are just, shit, you're just in here, you know? Oh my God. Yes, because my nephews are terrified of me. They're just absolutely terrified. I bring the fear to the every time they see me, they're afraid of me. Give me a fucking break. That has to be. I would be surprised if that wasn't Doug Mesner. You know, Lucian Greaves, founder of the Satanic Temple. It's all they have. It's all they have. There's nothing else. But they are in here gang stalking me right now, and everyone can see it. Everyone can see it. It's not a secret. You know, you can read the conversation. It's not a secret. They're doing it openly, you know? But if you call them out, they'll say, oh, no, I'm not doing that. You know, I'm not doing that. And so, was that another confession? Well, you've all learned about, you know, what did I confess, dumbass? Exactly. Why are you going out of your way to oppose a victim of satanic ritual abuse unless you're a fucking devil lover? A fucking Nazi pedophile, probably involved with the Satanic Temple. Because all the majority of people who are involved with that satanic after-school daycare are also convicted pedophiles. And that's what they're all investigating. That's what they're all investigating, you know? They're all investigating everything. And it's just fun to watch this whole conversation just because, you know, they're just sad. Again, reading their conversation. Do you feel like they've brought something good to your life? Do you think that do you feel like they've actually benefited any of you in one way, in another way or not? Or do you feel drained watching their stupid shit? Do you feel dirty, like you need to take a goddamn bath? Because that's what ends up happening. Satanic panic was never a thing. It was given by the False Memory Syndrome Foundation. So Tim Reynolds, obviously, is a Satanist. Probably part of fucking Doug Mesner's little group. Like I said, he already fucking offered me any amount of money I wanted if I would just stop. And I didn't stop, you know? The whole thing about it, dude, is that investigators are proving it. That's the problem that you have. Can David prove anything other than hearsay? Well, if it was all hearsay, why would you be in here fighting me so hard? Because I didn't even fucking know you even existed until tonight. And yet here you are. And you know who I am, obviously. You know? You know who I am, but I'd never have seen you from tonight's the first time, you know? David, Denise broke my heart. David, you have nothing without this. Well, at least I have this then. You know? At least I have it. If I don't have anything else, at least I have it. Dude, I don't have to afford investigators. There are people who want to make a name for themselves investigating all of this shit. There are people, I've contacted the FBI, I've contacted the state police, I contact law enforcement all the time. And I have a huge, long email list of shit. And I know they're investigating because my sheriff is really angry with me. So I know that they're, you know, I don't bully anybody. You guys are you're on my live feed, fucking going after me, and then calling yourselves out as victims, saying that I bully you. That's retarded. It's stupid, you know? I know they have a file on me. I know they have a file on me. Mr. Tim Reynolds. Tim Reynolds has to be fucking Thomas. Thomas is in here. I know Thomas is in here because Thomas fucking watches everything I do. He is obsessed with me. He is obsessed with me. You know? Well, dude, no statute of limitations on that, David. Denise broke my heart, threatening me. Okay. Why don't you, Denise broke my heart, why don't you type in exactly what you think I've done? I'll take a screenshot of it and I'll send it to fucking my investigators and all of that. Go ahead. I'm waiting. Oh, Denise broke my heart. Thomas is everyone just like Lucian. You want to know what? Because they all fancy themselves fucking, they think they're Legion. Because they have all kinds of sock puppet accounts. And you can't count. You can't. Doug Mesner is always around. I'm not going after you. I asked some questions and gave you the info you need for your law enforcement. Cool. Cool. They are, you know? Yeah, because Neil they're going to have to actually have a person that has their own office who just deals with these dickheads calling about me. That's... I find it amusing because I know that it fucking pisses Neil off and these dickheads think they're actually accomplishing something, you know? Well, you're all in here gang stalking me right now. You're doing what I'm saying that you're doing. And yet you'll say, no, we're not doing that, you know? Any sheriff deputy knows him. Well, I come from a fucking small town, dickhead. There's what, 5 of them? So yeah, they probably do. They all work for Neil, you know? Freemasonry. Not impressed. Don't like the rituals. That was the whole reason why. And I didn't fucking confess to shit, dude. You just say the stupidest shit, thinking that you're actually going to actually, you know. There are more than one group. Doug Mesner and his whole group. Sewertown and their whole group. Thomas, Tara Joyce, all of these fuckheads are the same people who were involved with Isaac Cappy. They were the same, they descended upon Isaac Cappy as well. And look at what happened to Isaac. It's the same group that descended upon Nathan Stoltman. And look at what happened to fucking Nathan Stoltman. This is the shit they do. And they don't like to be called out on it. You know? Good. Because I ain't going to forgive you at all. Denise broke my heart, Mr. Anonymous. I don't know who the fuck you are. You know? They need a life. Other than that. The whole thing about it, dude, is that I do these videos so that investigators can look into it. That's just it. I wouldn't give you any information that I have, because I have a lot of information. I just don't give it out. Because I'm not going to forewarned is forearmed. But that doesn't clue into you. You just want me to give you what I know. And I'm not going to. I know a lot. Lots of people have told me lots of shit. You know, whether it's true or not, I don't know. I just send it to fucking police and investigators and let them sort it out. Because nothing that I did, if I did an investigation, this is the shit I'd have to deal with. This group would descend upon me and just fucking tear it apart. And tell everyone that they didn't have to listen to me and that I was a liar and that I was crazy. And yet their own fucking actions are pretty easy to see. You know? Well, dude, I've had people send me fucking shit, and there's more than just you talking on your little sewer town thing. There's a whole lot more, you know? And you guys can insult me all you fucking want. It's not, you know, maybe if you had the list of all the shit that I've sent in it and you could get to that, but you never will. You never will. And even if you did, they would just be quiet and let you go on because you guys are fucking stupid. You think you are the smartest motherfuckers on the planet. You do think you are the smartest motherfuckers. And really, you're deluding yourselves, you know? I'm not letting Sewer Town on. I don't go on their shit. They're already on my shit. They're already on it. They're already on it, you know? Again, what lives in the sewer? And they chose that name on purpose. What lives in the sewer? Exactly. 7-hour broadcast. I'm not scared of shit. Do I seem scared? Tim Reynolds, David scared. Do I seem scared? Because I'm not scared of shit. I've been at this for a long time. A long, long time. I ain't scared of shit. But then I'm not in here. I'm not on your venues fucking harassing the shit out of you. And I'm not worried about the shit you guys say. I don't even watch your shit. You know? I don't even watch your shit. Yes, you do, David, the freak show. You're right. You know me so much better than I know myself. You know? Fucking, you can see what they're like. If anything, I was able to show what they're like in this video by their own behaviors. By their own behaviors. Dude, I don't have to prove anything I have to say. The cops will figure it out. Those emails are a big thing. Those emails are a big thing. You know? Those emails are a big, big thing. That's right. I have been asked to go live for a long time, and I just didn't do it. You know? The death ray that nobody can afford. You do know that those directed energy weapons are now in mainstream news, right? You know, you do know that they're on mainstream news, and they use them. They're small. I don't think they fucking work on anything. But the fact that you're actually in here fighting that tells me that you're part of the fucking Nazi group. Tim Reynolds, I bet you're Thomas. But even if I said that you were Thomas, Thomas will fucking email me, I'm not that person! You know? It's just... The whole thing about it is that even if I had definite proof, I wouldn't give it to you. I wouldn't give it to you. I don't know why you can't comprehend that. You know? I wouldn't give it to you. I don't want you to know what they're investigating. That's why I never really go into any specifics. I've not gone into a lot of specifics here. I just came on to let you do your shit so I can fucking take screenshots of it and show it. You know? It's not out of spite. It's not out of spite. Do you think that the cops go and tell the criminals when they're investigating them and everything that they're investigating? Do you think that's how it fucking works? You know? Oh, Tim Reynolds, you're Geo because you're all that timestamp. If that timestamp, you put it on there and you weren't in Harlan, it'll show. But they have your phone numbers. And I bet your shit pinged off of the fucking towers here because that's how it works. I bet you were in my town. I bet you were. And I bet they're going to find out. And when they find out, considering that Owen dropped over dead at the exact same time, that would be quite the coincidence. You know? Quite the coincidence. Dude, you're not going to hurt my feelings. You're not going to hurt my feelings. I'd have to give a fuck about you. You're a fucking murdering Nazi pedophile in my mind. You couldn't be lower on the fuck. You're worse than dirt. How I feel about you is how most people in your life probably feel about you. That's the truth. That's the problem. That's why you're in here fighting so hard. Because the things that I'm saying are things you've probably heard all your lives. You know? Buzzwords much. You guys just use your little fucking words because you just think that everyone is so fucking stupid and you're so much smarter than everyone else. And if that was true, you wouldn't be in here. You wouldn't be in here. But it is now almost 10:15. I've been on here for almost 2 hours. I think I'm finished. I feel so much better. You know, I do feel better. I'm so glad that these dumbasses come in because when I deal with them, I always feel so much better about myself. That's how it works with me. When I fucking have to deal with them. No, I don't think everyone's stupid. I do not think everyone's stupid. That's the whole thing. And I don't treat people like they're stupid. You know? I am condescending. I can't fucking stand not murdering Nazi pedophile assholes. Can't stand them. You know? Can't stand them. The people in here that are not bad, no, I'm not talking about them, but all of your group. You know? I'm very condescending because I can't stand your fucking asses. I can't stand pedophiles. So with that said, I got to send this off to my fucking and the screenshots. Thank you for the screenshots. Thank you for the video. This has been great. I appreciate everybody. Thank you so much. For those of you who would like to donate to me, my Venmo and my PayPal are just Shurter. It'll be great. I'm not running from shit. You're boring me. And I'm just done with this. I'm not running from shit. I've been on here for 2 hours. Unlike your dumbasses, I'm not going to do 6 and 7 hour fucking podcasts. So